Good morning everyone, Sam from the VXR Collection here. Apologies, it's been a while, but had a couple of changes within my little, what would you call it, brand I suppose. So after a bit of consideration, which I'll get into a minute, both of the Arden Vectras hatch and estate have gone. I have decided to sell those and move on to pastures new. So to put a long story short, before the Vectras I had a Insignia VXR a few years back, to which I sold to basically find an estate car to put Storm in. So that's yeah, effectively what happened. I mean, sometime last year, Joe reached out to me to say that he was debating selling the Insignia because him and his now girlfriend are looking at buying a house. Heard nothing more, and then he's got some fantastic news that he was expecting twins. So being he's expecting two little ones, he decided that the car wasn't really financially viable to keep, and he offered it to me as first refusal. So after some consideration about what car should I keep, should I just buy the Insignia and add it to the collection, should I sell, it made sense for me to move the Vectras on. Both of them have gone to fantastic homes, so I couldn't be happier in that respect. But the Insignia is coming home, so it's been a long time. Very mixed emotions about it, very excited and nervous at the same time. I originally bought the car in 2015, and then I didn't keep it particularly long because I decided to get Storm, and nobody really wants to put a 9-week-old puppy husky in what was then effectively I've just turned 5-year-old Insignia when it was immaculate. So yeah, it was a sad day having to see it go, and it was certainly an emotional day seeing it again in 2021 at the wedding. So yeah, it's a mixed bag of emotion, I should say. So yeah, today we are travelling up to Wrexham to pick it up. So yeah, it's bought and paid for. Just been sort of building some things here, ready for it. So yeah, I'll take you with us, and you can get to see the car that started off this whole weird and wonderful obsession with VXRs. So we'll get into it. Good morning. So back on the road. It was a little bit dark when we first set off, so I couldn't really do a lot. So today we're going up to just outside Wrexham. We've pulled over in the services to grab a coffee and something to eat. But decided to take the Zafira with us today, just to give it a run out. But I appreciate that you guys probably haven't seen the Zafira on the channel yet, because that's one we've bought in between. So this is the Zafira we added to the collection middle of last year. A little bit grubby, so we've done a few miles and there's salt and crap all over the road. So we bought this, I think it was about June time last year. We've done a few bits to it. It's had some of the gearbox rebuilt, because typical M32 fashion, the bearings were shot in 5th and 6th. We've changed the wheels for the Corsa Nürburgring edition wheels, which does set off quite nicely. So overall quite pleased with it. Dad's done a fair few miles in it now, so this is his, not daily, but he's got a company van which he uses during the week. However, this one gets used around at the weekend. But it's been the Isle of Wight, been Wales, been everywhere this thing. So, but yeah, quite impressed with this old bus, to be fair. So it would popped up local. It's 100 and... How many miles is it on now, Dad? How many miles is it on? 130,000. So I mean, it's you know, it's been used, but it's got good history with it. I say it's been good. Can't really fault it, to be fair. So we put the roof bars on it when we first got it, because it used to have the caps and they were all scabby and nasty. So we managed to find a set of roof bars, and when we changed the headlining in it, because it used to have the DVD player mounted up top, so we changed the headlining for just a normal headlining in it. So it's all as it should be. But as a performance car, it is a bit of a riot, to be fair. It's very much an ASBO car. Whoever thought of putting a 2-litre turbo in a people carrier was definitely out smoking something that day, because it is just a riot. It's great in a straight line, but it's rather entertaining on corners, isn't it? But yeah, so this is the Zafira. Like I say, it's a bit grubby where it's been used today, but it will look very smart and pretty later on in the year. It's coming to a couple of shows with us because mine are off the road this year. So yeah, no doubt you'll see this in future videos. So we'll get back on the road. So here we are. I finally got down to Wrexham, and yeah, it's been a long time coming. So in my head it's 2015 and I'm seeing the car for the first time. So here she is. So bought originally from where did I get it from? Halifax it was. So I walked in there with a folder full of cash. So I walked in, it was about 18 grand I think I had in cash, and so I felt like a drug lord. And then had AC Cobra as well, didn't they? A kit car sitting in the showroom. So this was sat next to it. So yeah, it's a credit to Joe, the current owner, or was the owner. Logbook's in my name now. So yeah, it's been in Spain for a few years, basically as a holiday car. And bless him, he's had it valeted and detailed over the last week or so. So yeah, I'm pleased as punch to have it back. It certainly will take pride in place next to Ellie's one when we're at shows, I know that. So yeah, looking forward to getting to know all the ins and outs of it again. So here she is. Hello everyone, so you join me in Welsh traffic. So now we've come away from Joe's, I thought I'd give you a little bit of an insight to the car. So as I've said earlier in the video, basically there's a long story, however since we've got some time I thought I'd walk you through it. So prior to me purchasing this back in 2015, I had a Arden Blue shock Astra GSI Mark IV, which I purchased from a work colleague, and that really sort of got me into fast Vauxhalls. Loved it, cracking car, and it was quite it had a couple of nice options on it from the factory. It had shark eye headlights and stuff like that, climate control, but it was yeah, a good car. Unfortunately, in my previous relationship, when stuff broke down, I decided to move on what was then my fleet. So I had a grey Insignia diesel, the Astra GSI, yeah, it was just those two at that point, and decided it was time for a change. So when I split from my previous partner, I sold both cars. At that point made good money, but the Astra is still one I wish I'd never sold. However, seeing how it is recently, we managed to come across it online. I won't be purchasing that one back because that one's done a lot of miles, and unfortunately it's been sort of butchered for all its good parts, so a bit of a shame. But anyway, going off to a bit of a tangent. So when I sold up the car, I had, both cars, I had a sort of decent, I think I had about 14 grand from the pair. So decided that I'd always wanted the Insignia VXR. As soon as I see the press come out on the Insignia VXR that this was the new Singing All Dancing, top of the line, what was pure Vauxhall back then, I decided that was what I wanted. That was my dream car. You know, a lot of people had dreams of supercars, fast bikes, but I really wasn't really into supercars, and I'd like to aim for something that I could physically afford. So when this come out, I saw the shape of it, saw the colour, I went, oh yeah, I like that. So I decided I'm going to do something for me. So I decided that the Insignia VXR was going to be the purchase. So it was roughly, what was it, April 2015, decided to start looking for one. And I saw a couple of examples on Auto Trader and Piston Heads for decent money, but all roughly around 30 to 40,000 miles. You know, all good candidates. And I'd actually mentioned to Dad, who's currently behind me in traffic, about that I wanted an Insignia, and we did look at a couple on the internet. However, on the weekend that we agreed that we were going to go look at one popped up on Auto Trader on the Friday, and the mileage on it was just shy of 18,000 miles compared to all the others that were sort of 30 to 40,000 miles. And to me, it was a no-brainer. It was like, well, I want a nice example, I want a low mileage example at that. So that Saturday morning, I scrapped all my original plans of going to have a look at one that had done 30, 40,000 miles, and I rung the dealer. It was still available, so I said to Dad, come on, we're going on a trip. So went to do the local bank on Saturday morning, got a load of money out, had to put a little bit to it in the form of a loan, it wasn't a lot, sort of 3 or 4 grand, and we jumped in the car and went to Halifax, as in the place Halifax, not the bank. So we turned up at this tiny little dealer, and it got this AC Cobra kit car in the showroom, gorgeous looking thing, and then literally next to it was this very car. Took out for a test drive, just fell in love with it. It was what a beast. So going from an Astra GSI 2-litre turbo, I mean, don't get me wrong, it weren't slow, but getting in this was just a different beast. So this started the whole obsession with the big V6 VXRs. And yeah, I say it was, the rest is history really. I mean, me and Ellie met, and this is the car that we had when we first started dating back in 2015. Unfortunately, I sold it just shy of a year later because we got Storm, and being a saloon, there was nowhere to put it. So then become the life of the state cars. So yeah, we a bit of a weird one really. So Joe reached out to me, bless him, a few years later, saying that he'd purchased one of my old cars, and it transpired to be this. Yeah, and when me and Ellie got engaged, there was only one real car that I wanted Ellie to go to the wedding in, and it was this, because it had been such a sort of integral part of early days of our relationship. And Joe didn't even hesitate. I mean, bless him, I'd never met him before in my life, other than what we discussed over Facebook Messenger. And what a genuinely lovely bloke. I mean, there's not many people that would drive from Liverpool to what was then Biddenham to meet a stranger, but the only connection we'd got was the car. I took him out for a meal the night before the wedding, me and my best man Carl, and it was like we'd known each other for years. You know, we were just reminiscing on quirky features of the Insignia and just talking about life in general, and just talking bollocks really. And bless him, he got up early, went and picked Ellie up from her sisters in Milton Keynes and drove her to the wedding venue, which is Bassmead Manor Barns. If you fancy Google, worth a look. It's a lovely looking, it's a beautiful place. And very fortunate that the boys from the VXR VXR owners, which no doubt, I'm still representing, very much love the gang. A few from the club basically escorted Ellie in the Insignia, so she had a VXR at the time I see this car in person was August 2021, and I've been in it for just about 40 minutes now, and for the small amount of driving I've done, it's just brought back so many memories of what it was like driving it in 2015. It's unreal. So yeah, really pleased, and I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into putting my personal touches on it. But credit to Joe, he's fantastic. So no doubt we'll catch up further in the video, and yeah, really looking forward to getting it home. So here she is, 300 odd miles later, home in one piece. Very grubby now compared to when it was when we left Joe's. Almost white at the front end. Proper grubby. So wind's picked up, well, God knows whatever storm it's called now. So yeah, looking forward to getting into there's a few little bits I've got to sort out, but it's just standard typical age insignia stuff. So yeah, really pleased overall, glad to have it back. So well, thank you for coming with us on the episode where we go and collect the insignia, I suppose you can call it. So we're looking to do some shows further on in the year with Dad stuff. So until the next time, see you soon.